modern diesels, little steam, welcome back, folks. Hope you're having a great week. Tonight, I thought it would be fun to run some fast freight trains. You know, we've been running so many passenger trains for the past couple of weeks, and I've really been neglecting my freight trains, especially a lot of my modern diesel engines. I know, RBP. Failure. Shame. I am sorry. So let's mix it up a little and run some freight trains with diesel engines, and of course we're going to do some steam engines. There's nothing stopping us. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you are a channel subscriber and you've been following my community page posts, which I would encourage everyone to check out, I'm going to be doing a special edition of RBP and Friends this summer, where you, yes you, have the chance to have your layout featured here on the channel. So stay tuned at the end of this video for more instructions on how we're going to do this and how you can send your video in to possibly be featured in my RBP and Friends Summer Edition video. This is going to be awesome. We have a special guest tonight that I need to introduce for the video. This is Harry the Hobo. Harry's going to be riding on a couple of the freight trains that we're going to be showing tonight, so keep a sharp eye out for him. Lucky for Harry, I'm the only one that watches over these rails, and lots of things go by unnoticed.
Yep, pretty much.
Let's start, shall we? Kicking off our Fast Freight Trains video tonight is the awesome Lionel Legacy New York Central Pacemaker Edition Mohawk. This, of course, is the fantasy scheme colors. This red and gray paint scheme did not exist on the engine in real life. And you'll also notice that I changed the color of the marker lights from green to white. I just thought it looked a little nicer this way. I'm sure changing the marker lights will get me caught out in the comments section, but I still like it this way. It's not like this engine is prototypical anyway. The fantasy schemes are always something I like to run and that I like to collect. I think we all know that here. Now, I promised modern diesels, so I picked a bunch of different modern diesels to run in this video. I didn't pick them all. There's just not enough time to run all of the diesel engines, but I did want to pick a couple sets that we don't see a whole lot, or some of the ones that I like to run. And of course, the first ones I picked off the shelf are these MTH Premier Santa Fe SD42s. These Santa Fe colors take me back to when I was just a wee lad, running my N-Gauge collection. This is the first N-Gauge locomotive I ever got when I was a kid. It's one of two that I have. I have this one and a little steam engine. My track is all packed away, but this was where I really started my love for trains, was this engine here. So these SD42s that you're seeing on the layout, there's something nostalgic about these engines, and that's why I like them so much. Like I said, I wanted to mix this up. So the next set of engines I grabbed are the ones that I recently picked up at the April York train show. And these are the Lionel Legacy CSX engines. The two SD mags that you're seeing in the front are the powered unit and the super base unit. They're out of one of the more recent catalogs. And then we have another SD series locomotive. This is a CSX, and that's running at the end of this lash-up. I wanted to pull some of the Norfolk Southern engines off the shelf. So you're going to see those run next here. I always think of my good friend Jason from Jason's O-Gauge Trains. If you don't watch his channel, check it out. Great friend of mine, one of my best friends in the hobby. And he is a huge Norfolk Southern nut. The guy just loves Norfolk Southern. If you've seen any of his videos, it's all Norfolk Southern. So what did I do? I put 2 Norfolk Southern engines on here. This is for you, Jason, but I had to put one of mine at the end of the lash. Why? Because I can. I had to run my BNSF engines. These are Lionel Legacy, and this ES44AC has some of my favorite diesel sounds, and I think it's mainly because of the sound of the turbo part of the engine. Like, it makes this whoop noise when it's sitting there. Lionel sounds are always fantastic, as are MTH, but something about this sound, I don't know. I really like this engine. Listen to this sound. That was it. That was the sound. What'd you think? Pretty cool, huh? I think it's cool. And of course, we got to get some steam running again. So here is our Lionel Vision Line 4014 Big Boy. Oh, there goes Harry. Did you see him? There he went. I'm sure I might get called out in the comments section for this one, because this string of cars behind the 4014 isn't necessarily as long as some of the others. And for that, I am sorry. I have failed you again. There's something about watching these big steam engines at speed going around the layout. Somewhere between fear and excitement. Fear that it might fly off the edge of my layout. I'm just kidding, that's never happened. Seeing it at speed, it's just really something to see all of those moving parts moving around and just the momentum of this engine. The O-Gauge trains of the 50s, these are like, the OGs of the hobby. These trains are what laid the framework for the engines that we run today. This Texas Special is iconic in every way, and I have a few of the original 6464 series boxcars. The Alaska 6464 car that you're seeing here is currently the most valuable boxcar in my collection, but trust me, there are several highly collectible 6464 boxcars that I do not have yet. Post-war goodness. Post-war goodness. It's Hudson time. Let's look at these Hudsons through the years. I chose some scale box cars for these to pull because why not? We're going to kick things off with the post-war 1964 773. Yes, I know, it's not the original 773. The 1950 version is on my list. One day it will be on the layout. For now, 1964 773 with the 1950 tender is what's kicking off this segment of the video. And of course, here is the MPC 783. Couldn't leave MPC out of the video either. We love the MPC era here. Up next is our 785 Hudson from the late 80s. This, of course, is moving into that Richard Kuhn era of Lionel. This is more akin to that 763E, pre-war, 1938. I didn't run my pre-war Hudson here because I don't have any pre-war freight cars on my collection. That's a lie. That's a lie, Chris. No, I didn't see them up there till it was too late, so maybe next time. Here's the Lionel Legacy US Army Turbine. This engine is massive. We did a video on this. It's that same video where I kept referring to the air raid siren as an air horn.
So embarrassing.
I added a couple of these Humvee cars at York, so this train is really long. This engine is nice and tough though. It will pull all of these cars around the track with no problem. I could probably drag an entire loop of cars from end to end with this turbine, and it would not break a sweat. Now you'll probably also notice I left the smoke unit off for this. That was my bad. My bad. Forgive me. Forgive me. All kinds of mistakes, RBP, all kinds of mistakes. No, I actually didn't have the smoke unit on because I was running the turbine and the Vision Line Big Boy at the same time. And if you know about smoke units in the Vision Line Big Boy, it consumes some serious amperage when it's running. So when I had a couple of these different engines running, I didn't want to trip my breaker. I actually had 20 amp breakers installed in my basement to account for the overhead of these trains, but still, you never know when you're going to run up on it. Now the last of our fast trains tonight, and certainly not the least, is this MTH Railking GEVO Hybrid and this mighty Lionel Legacy Western Maryland EM1 Yellowstone. You have seen the Western Maryland if you watched my video where I double-headed the EM1s. Check that video out if you haven't, if you want to see a really, really long freight train. But the freight train ran really slow in that video. A lot of cars though, check that one out. Now, I know. The Western Maryland never had an EM1 Yellowstone. Yes, I'm well aware. Fun, remember? Trains, remember? Fun? No? This is a fantasy scheme that Lionel made. Of course, it's one that I had to get because Maryland trains are my jam. We did lose Harry at one point. Womp womp. This summer, RBP and friends, I plan to do an episode where I want to feature your layouts. So if you have not subscribed to the channel already, Please subscribe and take a look at my community page. I'm going to be posting instructions on where to email your videos. As always, a huge thank you to all of my subscribers and everyone who's been supporting this channel. My name is Chris, and this is RVP Trains. We'll see you next time.